Hey everyone, so I am currently locked away in my little dark room studio. Um, I am learning songs for an upcoming gig. I'm helping out a band. Well, it's not really a gig, it's kind of they're doing a live streaming thing for some of their fans. And I think we're filming their set for an upcoming broadcast that they're about to make. So this is going to be my first time, I think, playing in a room with actual people since last year, since the start of last year. And I just thought I'd like to discuss and say a few things about learning sets, learning lots of music. So this isn't a band that I play for normally. I'm helping them out. One of their guitarists can't make it for some reason, and I'm having to learn all of their music. Yeah, it's quite a big task learning lots of music, especially when you're only going to be playing it initially. I'm only going to be doing it for a rehearsal and then a performance. And because it's a film performance, I can't really be reading charts. So I started 2 weeks ago learning all of their material, 16 songs. It's very involved arrangement-wise. They're a great band. I won't say who it is, but they're a really, really good band, and their arrangements are really good. Nothing too tricky, but the way they've crafted their songs, there's a lot of detailing that goes in their songs, a lot of sort of unison lines with the other guitar player, and bits where I'm having to follow bass lines, and lots of, just interesting arrangements. So how I go about it is the 16 songs. So I will literally listen to the music first. I'll kind of have a good listen to it, listen through, get an idea of what the songs are about, and just have it on and sort of listen in the background, just to kind of get the sounds. And then, and then while I'm doing that, I'm thinking about the kind of equipment that I may use for that. And then I come in here and I start learning song by song, playing song by song. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm actually putting my sounds together. As you can see, I've got a desk full of little bits of notes that I write. I write extremely messy notes. But I put the sounds together that I'm using on each track, so I can learn the song and the sounds and all the sound changes at the same time. And I kind of like to go 3 songs per day if I can. I play through the songs, learn them, play each song. Any tricky bits, I really sort of spend a long time getting under my fingers. Once I feel comfortable that I've got that one down, I might take a break for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, go into the house, make a cup of coffee, have a chat with my wife, play with the dog for a bit, then come back out again and then crack on with the next song. And I do that all day long. It takes a day getting this stuff in your head and under your fingers. And I try, I may make notes, but I try and do away with these notes as quickly as I possibly can. And then I'm sort of putting my little pedal board together. I don't know if you can see that little pedal board, but 2 pedal boards. You can see that. Hang on, no, I can't get the angle right, but you can see that. There's one pedal board there, and then I've got my sort of wet pedal board there with all my sort of delays and stuff on it. And I'm, as I said, I'm kind of getting the sounds together whilst I'm doing it and picking the right guitar to play. I'm currently using 4 guitars for this set. There's some different tunings. There's just different sounds. I've got two of my PRSs. This one, DGT, the white one, which is drop D tuned. I've got my Sir Strat there, and then I've got my black DGT there. I really must get a stand for this part of the room. And then I've got my Maton, which I'm using there as well for a couple of acoustic things. But just going back a step, I will play these 3 songs through, and I just play them and play them and play them until I can't bear to play them anymore. And then I take a break, have my evening, have dinner, go to bed, get an early night. But I'm thinking, while I'm laying in bed, I'm thinking of the arrangements of those songs. How does the arrangement work? So I'm thinking of that, and then usually with me, I'll get up in the middle of the night, get my headphones on and listen to it to make sure I've got it right in my head. Then I come in the next day and I play those 3 songs again before I start learning the next 3. And I just do that day after day, building up the set 3 songs at a time. Now, this opportunity I have, I've actually got a couple of weeks lead time to get everything down, to learn everything. They've kindly sort of sent the stuff over, but that's not always the case. Sometimes I've been in the situation where I've had to learn a whole set, 21 tunes in 2 days, and then I'm off on tour. So in that example, I will make little notes, and so I can have a little crib sheet on the stage, but I've pretty much got the song in my mind, what it is. It might be, my notes are terrible. I'm not the greatest reader. I'm not a great sight reader. So I make notes with just the first opening chords of the song, just to remind myself of what the song is. Because sometimes when you're learning a lot of material, it's hard to get the name of the song in your head. You know, when you've got 16 or 21 tunes, it's quite hard to remember all that material so fast. Especially when you're getting to my age, my brain is full up with other stuff and I need a little bit of help. So I'll make a note that just points out something about the song to jog my memory. I'll even make notes on those notes that will say, look around at the drummer, look at the drummer, because the drummer might be the person that's cueing for the next section. I make a point of working out what the ends are. Say if it's a long end with a hit at the end, I will put look at the drummer. I call the hit at the end a button. It's that's a term we use. There's a button on the end, so it'll be one of those long crashing fills, and then you wait for the drummer to do his long fill, and then there's a button, like a short button, and it'll be like button short or button long. I'm just out on a break from song learning. I've just come out, as I mentioned. I'm out with one of my little dogs here. I can't stress how important it is to take breaks, regular breaks, when you're learning lots of material, because it does give you a chance away from your instrument. If you're cramming information in all the time, it's almost like your brain needs a little bit of time to sort of digest it. Well, mine does anyway. My brain just kind of works out the sort of details. It's almost like it's being stored up there, and it's going to be saved for later use. So taking a break is really handy. All of the little bits hopefully will fall into place, so when I go back for my next sitting, some of the stuff has stuck and stayed in my tiny little brain. So today's my last day of learning. I will and then I'm going into rehearsal tomorrow. I'm going to tidy up my notes, and just so I don't have loads and loads of paper everywhere, I'm going to transfer these over to an app called, I use an app called OnSong on my iPad. And it just means that I can have the iPad very discreetly on a stand, low down, so it's not really seen. I invert the colours so the screen is black and only the writing is white. So it's not going to sort of bring lots of attention to itself. Had I had more time and we were rehearsing for a week, I would have started with that and then eventually done away with the iPad. But I've only got an afternoon to rehearse, and then we are filming the following day. So I'm going to, tomorrow when I'm in rehearsal, hopefully, if it's safe COVID-wise, I shall attempt to sort of walk around and show you what the setup's like a little bit. I've worked out my rig. I'm taking my Marshall there, my nice old Marshall there. I've got a 4x12 cab, and I'm going to be using the aux box also, because it's a film thing. I'm aware that they may not, I've been told already by the band, we don't want it to be too loud, but I don't know what that's like. They are a rock band, so I can imagine from listening to their live recordings, they sound like quite a loud band. But I'm using the aux box so I can at least attenuate that Marshall, because even though it's a 50-watt Marshall head, it's really, really loud. And I don't particularly want to be killing my ears, so I can attenuate it. And also it gives the recordist, the engineer, the opportunity to record a direct signal from my amp using the aux box technology. Even if they want to put a microphone on it as well, it just gives me that, it's almost like a double whammy. And also the other thing is I'm using in-ears probably, and it means that I know that the sound I'm going to be getting is exactly the same as the sound I'm getting learning the material. So I've set everything up. But yeah, I'll attempt to have a little wander around in the rehearsal period tomorrow, so you can have a look at what the setup is like. And yeah, that's me done for the day. I'm absolutely wiped out. Been learning songs all day. So I just want to say thanks to everyone for tuning in. To anyone new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and ring the bell so you get a reminder every time I post up a new video.